When you're a kid, you don't really realize what's going on around you as much, or the hate that something may receive. Something that seems like a great movie or a TV show is actually hated, and it may come as a huge surprise for you. When I was younger, I thought that absolutely everyone loved Daredevil with Ben Affleck.
You are one dumb son of a bitch!
I mean, it was a great movie for me as a kid. Now that I'm older though, I see all the hate that it actually received, and I suppose the same can be said for Call of Duty Ghosts. Growing up for me, there was at least one game that we would get on a yearly basis, and it was the FIFA series. I would get the SmackDown vs. Raw series every other year, and GTA would usually be there as well for me. However, one game series that was harder for me to get was the Call of Duty one, and truth be told, it felt like the holy grail. It felt like only the cool kids had Call of Duty, and I never really got one on release, or at least near it. So the original Modern Warfare trilogy I never got, and Call of Duty Black Ops I found on sale in a GameStop a while after it released. And when Black Ops 2 came out, I bought it on the PSN store without permission, and Sony banned my account. So when Call of Duty Ghosts was announced with Eminem's original song Survival, I was beyond excited. Eminem is my favorite rapper of all time, and I think he is one of the greatest to ever do it. So I begged my dad to get me the game on release. Now I really wanted it, and I told him that it would be the only Call of Duty that I would ever really ask for. Now as kids, we all say stuff like that, so it wasn't the only one that I ever asked for. But anyways, he actually gave in and bought me the game when it first released. Now, was it all that memorable? I don't remember, to be honest. I played Black Ops 2, which was the previous game that released before Ghost, and I basically reached Prestige Master. I was on Prestige level 10. I played with my uncle all the time, and we almost exclusively played Team Deathmatch. So when Call of Duty Ghost came out, we played it a bit, but it was like, what's the point when we can go back to play Black Ops 2 and we don't have to start over? So I ended up playing Ghost a lot alone, and I enjoyed it and would play a lot after school. But I never reached the levels that I did with Black Ops 2, and to be fair, I never have again. I think that I probably peaked when Black Ops 2 released. But Call of Duty Ghost was fun with a good multiplayer. I mean, most Call of Duties are the same when it comes to Team Deathmatch, so I just assumed another one would be released sometime down the line. However, that never happened. And to be honest with you, although I had the game, I never played the campaign mode, so I didn't know about the story of Rourke or the Ghost or anyone else. The reason that I never played the campaign was because when I got a Call of Duty game, I wanted to jump straight into multiplayer and level up as quickly as I could. I was addicted to leveling up back then, which in hindsight is really stupid, and I wish that I would have just played the story, because I recently played it for the first time ever last week, and when I tell you that it is one of my favorite campaigns ever in the Call of Duty franchise, I mean it. It felt so original, and you and your Ghost team actually felt like a task force that would work together every single operation. Unlike Task Force 141, particularly in Modern Warfare 3, the campaign felt like a breath of fresh air. Now, I won't go any deeper on that for now, but if the campaign was so good and they left it on a cliffhanger, why did the game never receive a sequel that they clearly had in mind from the start? Well, to keep it short and simple, what makes Call of Duty surefire money and is usually a hit in campaign and in online modes? The answer? Modern Warfare and Black Ops. Now, what if those games flop? Or some of them are a hit or miss? It doesn't matter, because it's Modern Warfare and Black Ops. We know they're gonna make money. Those two are the most famous series that Call of Duty has ever produced, and they are the most recognizable brands that they have. That's why we are headed for Black Ops 6, and we are on the way to a fourth Modern Warfare game of the new rebooted trilogy. Call of Duty sees no need to take risk with many titles nowadays, and with this era of everything being connected with Warzone, it makes it even more difficult to ever leave the Modern Warfare or Black Ops series behind. Now, back then when the game officially released, fans were disappointed with the multiplayer aspects of the game. The maps were bad and too big for most of the players, which honestly I didn't realize, and that goes back to my beginning point of not really knowing that something is, well, hated. But anyways, fans weren't happy about the extinction mode either, which saw 4 players fighting aliens. This was the Call of Duty Ghost zombie mode, basically. Now, when Call of Duty's multiplayer is hated or it flops, the game itself is done. It doesn't matter whether the campaign was good, decent, or ass. If the multiplayer does well, then the Call of Duty game will usually get a sequel. So the campaign being awesome wouldn't have made a difference to Activision if the online, and I suppose the general consensus was that the Call of Duty Ghosts multiplayer was bad, and most of the fans wanted to go back to Black Ops or Modern Warfare. But I'll still ask the question, was the campaign liked by the people or by the fans? Apparently not. Many fans had a difficult time getting behind the new crop of characters in Logan Walker, Hesh, Elias, Merrick, and the Ghost Task Force. Some felt that the story was weak and didn't make sense in many ways, like Rourke surviving at the end, and Logan being a silent protagonist rubbed off wrong on many that played it. Now, due to all of this, Activision never really gave Ghost another shot. They kind of quietly let it die and moved on to other things. At the time, they jumped towards the future and the exo suits, before rebooting everything back to its roots in 2018 with World War II, and then setting up a new timeline in our present time with Modern Warfare 2019. So could a Ghost sequel still happen over 10 years after its original release? Maybe if the noise is loud enough online. However, the thing that came as a surprise to me was the fact that people couldn't get behind the characters. I personally loved every single one. Merrick is voiced by Jeffrey Price, who voiced Tommy in the Last of Us series, and I really enjoyed his performance in the game, maybe more so than anyone else. And Hesh is voiced by Superman actor Brandon Routh, whose movie I also enjoyed. But anyways, it was awesome to deal with a new team and a new crop of characters. Look, I love Captain Price and Task Force 141, but I've been talking about them for a good while now, and seeing a brand new campaign and a brand new unit was just perfect for me. And I really wish there was at least one more chapter in their story, because the Call of Duty Ghosts campaign was 10 out of 10. And that's really the only thing that I care about.